Hello, my name is Terry Harrison. I've got a lot to tell you. The persecution I've had to deal with all my life. Look at it, I'm not even that black, but I'm black enough for some people. I'll tell you. So there's no racism. There's fucking racism everywhere, every fucking way. I've been all over the world and seen racism with my own eyes. Black people calling black people everything. But that's not the point here. The point is, my name's Terry Harrison. Durham police force have made me a sex offender. This has been going on for, when did they make us a sex offender? 2015. It's now 2020. They did this by changing statements. They changed statements. I told them I couldn't remember a thing because I was fucking heavily depressed because I'd been accused of rape, and it killed me. Absolutely destroyed my life. My brothers were raped by a lad called fucking Mark Sylvestre when I was a child. He was babysitting us and tied my brothers to the bed. Butt fuck them. Roughly, my little brother showed me his red raw ass. I'll never get that fucking feeling out of my head. Never get that fucking picture out of my head. Disgusting bastard. Nothing was done. I was abused by my fucking supposed friends all the way through school. After school, when I got into pubs, a guy was fucking torture. My brothers, my little one, he couldn't hardly remember it, but our Lee, he can remember it, and that fucked his life up. And I'm telling you, it fucked his life up. Yeah, that was in 2008. I was falsely accused, right? The police in that case didn't want me to get not guilty. Didn't want her to admit that she fucking lied. And what a fucking horrible lie it is. Destroyed my life. Really that started the chaos that has been my life. You know what I mean? It was never fucking easy anyway, but that started the chaos. The police in that matter, I can't remember the names. One was called Sanderson, a right sadistic bastard he was. He took me to court even after she admitted she lied. Yeah, for what was it? Witness intimidation of a crime that never even happened. Yeah, a crime that didn't even happen. Took me all the way to fucking Crown Court, and the judge was like, "What the hell is this doing in here?" Well, word to that effect. What the hell is this doing in here? This guy spent thousands and thousands of pounds. He even went as far as getting the phone company to phone me up and make sure that I couldn't deny that the text was from me. That's how deep they went. There was a guy that wasn't even involved in the case. This is how deep, this is how sadistic, this is how flipping persecuted that this man, Terry Harrison, is. Yeah, this was 2008. Unfortunately, I was on the way back from a flight. I was on the way back from New Zealand in 2014, and I was flipping set up because I was having a laugh and having a joke. A woman misconstrued me, saying simple words. She bumped me elbow as I went past, and I went, excuse me, miss, you just bumped me with your bum. And that was it. And that provoked her boyfriend, who was on the flipping flight, a guy called, I can't remember now, I should have written it down. He set me up, yeah, and he said that, anyway, I ended up getting arrested in Dubai, right? So I was there for 97 days, ruined fucking my head. I went to New Zealand, and my head was so, it was great. I'd stopped smoking, you know what I mean, and everything. I was so happy I'd done what I wanted to do, set out, because one of my school teachers, she went to New Zealand and emigrated, so it was great. Then on the way home, even though the job, we had some shit guy fucking started on as usual, crack with me. Loads of people like starting on me. It's unfortunate. I don't know why. And then I get arrested, and on the flight, no complaints were made whatsoever. But when the newspapers got hold of it, the Sun newspaper fuck me, what a paper that is. Absolute pieces of shit. Say anything to sell a story. I've never bought newspapers from 2014 because of that. I had to spend that time, my head up my ass, smoking 7 cigarettes a day on a morning. You know what I mean? I met some good people, actually. You know what I mean? Some very good people. I still talk to now. Frequent, not as frequent as I should, but the police, when I got arrested, because this guy told me to come to the front of screaming at us in front of everybody. Yeah, in the morning. It was half an hour of the flight to go, half an hour, and he came up to me and went, That's all it sounded to me because I was drunk. I'd been on the, you know what I mean? I was like, what the hell is that? What? And I thought, you know what? He told me to come to the front of the plane where there's no cameras, where no one can see, and grab the phone straight away and told the captain I was going crazy. This bastard did this. I was like, what are you doing? I wasn't even in a rage or anything. I was like, what is your problem, mate? I said, mate, what is your problem? What was that? And he grabbed the phone and he got me arrested. And I'm in a fucking foreign country. I freaked out. It fucking freaked me right out. I'm fucking there all of a sudden, fucking in a foreign fucking country. Mine fucking, what is, I freaked out. I think that made it worse. It made it worse for me. You know what I mean? Because I acted so, because I didn't know what was going on. I just woke up, having breakfast. This guy's screaming at us. Next thing I know, I'm flipping in the cells in a flipping foreign airport for flipping 97 days. This was a catalyst. The point I'm supposed to be making, this is the first time I've done this, so it might be a bit, I need to get it out. It just needs to be get out. I've written a book, The Curse and the Consequence of Telling the Truth, the X Factor curse, because I was on the X Factor in 2007. 2008, I got accused of rape. 2014, I was fucking arrested on a fucking flight. Well, when I got off the flight, Nimish Kumar is the guy's name, and a fucking woman called, what's she called? Fucking no idea. So one of the names I haven't written down, just should do. But as you can imagine, my head's up my fucking ass all the time because of constant stress. Anyway, I get back from Dubai and start drinking. The Sun newspaper, the Mail, there's a few of them have written this fucking absolutely disgusting story that I was fucking rubbing people's shoulders, spitting on people, flipping. There was uproar when I slapped an ass. I didn't slap a fucking ass, but I was told because I was drunk and I couldn't remember parts of the night, and I told the truth like you're supposed to. I was fucking, the guy said, you did this, you did this, you know what I mean? Said I would slap this ass. And he kept saying it for those 97 days. The last time he said it, he was like, oh, you said this is what I want, and went like that. And I fucking knew then. I was like, you lying bastard. But naive twat here. I am naive because I fucking trust people. I listen to them, and everyone, I'm talking hundreds of people were going, you, you know what I mean? Anyway, I finally got to court 3 weeks later. This is 3 weeks of people telling me that I've done this. Yeah, I've done this. The judge reads what she said, the flight attendant. Didn't say I slapped her ass, because I didn't slap her ass. It's something I wouldn't fucking do unless, it was in a situation where it was fruity and it was a swingers or something like that I've never even done. So it's just something I wouldn't do, especially a fucking stranger. No, not even pissed. There wasn't one complaint on that flight by any of the people who were sat around us. Yeah, yet on the newspaper, uproar. It was absolute garbage. But just to sell a paper, they fucking destroyed my life. And everybody who has read that statement in the newspaper and continuously 5 fucking years later, I'm still getting hassled. I'm still losing jobs. I'm still losing friends. I'm still losing fucking everything I've got that I've fought for. I'm from nothing, and I've fought to be an NDT technician. Yet the people in it, just the false rape when I started. False rape, you know what I mean? They fucking treated me like I'd done it even though she got sent down. And so did the barrister, fucking Scott Smith, and the solicitor, fucking Andrew fucking Clinton. When I got sent down, them two sanctimonious pricks were sat there like they were kings. The first question they asked me, I'm getting accused of rape, was, how much cocaine do you take on a weekend, Terry? The police had told him that I was a cocaine dealer. And even if I was a cocaine dealer, what the fuck has that got to do with that? They asked me that question. I was like, well, we take it every weekend if we can, because people like getting high on a weekend. And I'm like every fucking, well, not everybody, but millions and millions of other people are like to get wrecked on a weekend and then go to work and start all over again on the next weekend. Yes, I've stopped doing it now, but at the time, that's what I wanted to do. And that's what all my friends did and everyone else and you. Yeah? These people, all right, okay then. So we think you're a coke dealer. So this accusation of rape, because we couldn't get you for the coke or the I used to sell weed. And I'm not going to say that I didn't. They went, okay then, right. So right, okay then. So we're gonna try and get you done for this rape thing. They didn't try and help me once. My own fucking barrister asking me fucking shit and twisting my words, and you know what I mean. We were all wrecked that night. You know what I mean? Yeah, I remember certain parts of that night. Absolutely, like but little bits I couldn't remember. So as I'm trying to flipping work out what's going on in my head, this guy, just before we go into court, my own barrister goes to us. Well, your story's changed fucking several times, you know what I mean? It got me angry on fucking purpose. My own barrister before we were supposed to go into court. Luckily, the court. I was physically sick, by the way, physically sick, getting accused of fucking something that happened to your brothers that you have held inside your head all your fucking life. When I told my brothers about it, they were like, "Eh? How come it affects you?" Well, it affects me because I was the older brother. I was downstairs. I was helpless. I was helpless to do anything. And that bastard's fucking got away with it. He's walking around, not a sex offender. Mark Sylvestre. The dirty fucking bastard. Raped my brothers and still to this day. My brothers made statements, fucking hell, when they were about early teens to the solicitors, not the solicitors, the social workers. And that evidence couldn't be found. Just before, when I was falsely accused of rape, in my head, because people believed I was a rapist, and they did. Fucking, and all you bastards out there who fucking slagged us off, oh, when she admitted it, oh, that she was lying, oh, we knew you wouldn't have done it. Whatever, dudes, whatever. That's by the by now. But fuck me, I'm telling you, I would never do something like that. Not a fucking chance. Yet, I turned in my own head into Silky, in my own head. That is not a nice place to be, in a paedophile's fucking head. And I was drinking and I was fucking losing my mind. I was like, as if I was Silky, that I was going to go and do something to my then girlfriend's fucking son. You know what I mean? Even though I knew I wouldn't, this is what my brain was telling me. This is what the fucking all horrible troll people who slag you off all the time, who keep you down and push you down and drag you down. I hear them voices. I'm sensitive, very sensitive person, very sensitive, and fucking hurts me, it pains me, but I have to fucking deal with it. And that false allegation, that lost me quite a few friends, you know what I mean? Them fucking friends, the Dubai thing, you know what I mean? That, well, people, I don't know, what happened with the Dubai thing? I don't know. I don't really know, because I was just fucking drinking myself fucking stupid. It was horrible. I spoke to the fucking Sun newspaper reporter, trying to give my side of the story. She didn't give a fuck. They'd already said what they'd said. They're liable. They owe me fucking millions, them bastards. Because I tried not so long ago to get it taken off, get it taken off the websites, and they said it's in the public interest. The public interest. What, that I was fucking told that I'd fucking slapped an ass, admitted to. Oh, sorry, I didn't fucking finish that, did I? When I was in court in Dubai, the judge asked what else I did to my solicitor. The only time I'd ever spoke to my solicitor, even though I'd paid fucking 500 quid, I never spoke to him. He never even came up and spoke to us. He just didn't give a fuck. The judge said, "What else did you do?" And why the fuck did my solicitor ask me that question? You didn't have to ask him. That's what was said. I didn't do anything else. But like an idiot, he asked me. And I, like a fucking idiot who thinks he's telling the truth, I was brainwashed into believing that I'd done it, even though I knew I hadn't done it. But 3 weeks of, you, and I went like that. I did that motion. And then they told us something like that is bad. You don't want to be doing that in Dubai. Well, why didn't you tell us that before? And why didn't you warn me? You know what I mean? Their statement didn't say that I did that yet. I admitted to it because I was told over and over by multiple people that I'd done it, and it fucking brainwashed me. Daft bastard I am. Idiot. Naive. Stupid. Easily led. Whatever. But I'm a leader as well. So, I don't know. My point being, this Caroline Flack, POO-LICE, just killed herself. I think that's her name. Caroline Flack just killed herself for the police doing what they've done. Well, the police made me a sex offender after that. A daft bastard I was living with, Michael, absolute alcoholic, fucking waster, druggy, you name it. There's me living with him. This lass comes around the house one night, Amy, fucking stinking fucking bitch, and she claims, after Michael, she claims that I was touching the knee for 20 minutes at the table, and that is classed as sexual assault, right? I went in, my solicitor, Peter Hamill, you evil fucking piece of shit. Peter Hamill, I read a statement from Adam Collins from him. Adam Collins told the truth. We weren't sat at the table for 20 minutes. There was no touching whatsoever. Peter Hamill pushed that statement away in my defence. Yeah, pushed the statement away and said, you don't want to worry about that statement. You don't have to worry about that one. You have to worry about the other two. Yeah, the made up ones by the police. The police, as I was going into the police station, because I told them that I couldn't remember because I'd been on sleeping tablets. Yeah, they told me very boldly and very fucking, oh, Mr. Harrison, you'd be pleased to know that we're adding sexual assault to the charge. So they changed the statements to get them to line up with what she supposedly said. This lass, right, I'm supposed to have kicked a pregnant lass in a vagina because she punched me in the face. Yeah, that's trying to kill an unborn baby. Can you believe that shit? The fucking initial assault, it was just a common assault because when she punched me in the face, what I've heard off my own brother is that I slapped her on the back of the head and she punched me in the face. Yeah, getting punched in the face is something. I can take a lot of shit, and I have done. But getting punched in the face is a bit of a catalyst, so I pushed her. She landed on her ass, got a bruise on her butt. Yeah, she claims that was me. She claimed that I stood straight up when she punched me in the face. I stood straight up and kicked her straight in the vagina. And we're this close. See how close we are. We sat next to each other so I can touch her knee. And I'm supposed to have stood up and kicked her in the vagina. And my foot, yeah, which is, when I do that, extends all that way. She was right in front of us. And my foot's supposed to have landed and kicked her in the vagina. Trying to kill her unborn baby. And while she's screaming, and no, my baby, she steals both of my mobile phones. Both of them. Yeah, I didn't know this because we're all fucked. She wasn't. She was pregnant. She didn't tell us she was pregnant. She was out getting drunk. Yeah, she was 12 weeks pregnant, right? I wouldn't have even pushed her over if I knew she was fucking pregnant. I wouldn't have even considered it. But when you see a lass, she's out flirting, she's got a boyfriend, she's in a house with 4 different guys, she's a complete and utter slag, then, yeah, what do you make of it? Well, she knew exactly what she was doing, and she claimed this bullshit. Yeah, she admitted to other people that it's a lie. The coppers knew it was a lie. The statement that exonerated me was changed. Can you believe that? It was changed from I saw no touching whatsoever, and when I got to Crown Court, I tried, because these were MIEKLES solicitors in the Northeast. Do not use them if you are legal aid. If you need a decent lawyer or a decent solicitor, don't go to MIEKLES or Hewitt's, because they were both involved in my case. All of them worked personally for the police. Scott Smith told the police what I told him, which is illegal. He told the police told him. They were working together, the police. And what's he called? Andrew Clinton, the big sanctimonious fucking piece of shit. Him, I know for a fact now, when you go to court, he goes round, he looks for people who've got decent clothes on and takes them into a room and says, I can sort this out for you. Cash in. He's done that 3 times with one of my friends. I'm not going to say anything at the moment. I know, and he knows, he is a scumbag. So all it takes, dudes, is a little bit of a backhander, and these people who were supposed to be run the law system and do, you know what I mean, supposed to abide by the law, do not. They can tell the judge whatever they want. If the judge only hears one side of the story, doesn't hear any other side of the story, what's he gonna do? It's fucking 101, easy, mate. It's fucking bullshit. The system is I've sat there when I went through the system, 1.5 years, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I admitted to them charges. I was coerced by David CALLAN and Peter Hamill into admitting these charges. They claimed that I would not face jail and that I would not be put on the sex offenders list. And they told me this just before I went into court. And when I went into court, I said what they told me to say. I admitted to the charges, and I was told that I would face jail for this and that I have 3 days to sign the sex offenders list. Yeah, them two, David CALLAN, the barrister of 40 years in Durham, Crown Court, is a piece of shit as well, because I told Peter Hamill, I said, Peter, I've had Michaels before in the false rape case. I said, I do not want you. It's not personal. I do not want you representing me. Yeah, I told him over and over and over again. He said, right, by the back. We got to Crown Court. Weeks later, David Callan took me into the office before he went to court, and he told me, he said, I've spoken to the judge. The judge has said that you can't change solicitors at this time. You're stuck with us. That's what he said. Yeah, the judge hadn't even read my fucking request. These people lied to me before I went into court, and when it clicked is when the judge went, and after all the bullshit that he said, you know what I mean, all the crap that he talk, all the yig yag, whatever. Excuse me. The judge went, and what's this, Mr. Callan? And he went, oh, it's okay, Your Honour, it's sorted. That was my request to vacate these fucking solicitors, who I knew for a fact didn't have me back and had a vendetta against us because of this Scott Smith. This Scott Smith hadn't come on the scene yet, but Scott Smith and David Callan, just before I got sentenced to 3 years for ABH, for kicking a pregnant woman in the vagina. I would never, ever, ever do. These people, David Callan and Scott Smith, came into the office where Sophie Scott, I think she's called Sophie Scott, am I getting that mixed? Sophie, some of my barrister, who couldn't even look at me in the eye before I went into sentencing. And she got me, she knew she wasn't helping me. She knew all these people, all these solicitors, they all work together. All the North East solicitors, I can't get a decent solicitor to give me a case because of shit in the papers and shit all over. You know what I mean? People talking his side of the story, you know what I mean? It is unbelievable how bad it is. You know what I mean? It's all these, when you go to court, it's all supposed to be single. It's supposed to be unbiased and stuff like that. Is it fuck? Is it fuck? David Callan, Scott Smith, my defense barristers, yeah, stood there and made me, it took me ages to actually see it and then register, because my head was so fucking up my ass, you wouldn't believe. It was like, I just sat there and just said nothing and watched all this shit go on, and watched these people who were supposed to defend me, not defend me. They changed statements. The statement which exonerated me when I got to Crown Court had changed to, I was touching her knee up towards, and in big letters, vagina. So from a knee, from no touching whatsoever, this went from no touching to, I was touching the knee up towards a vagina. She didn't even say that in her statement yet. The statement which exonerated me had been changed from, he didn't do anything, to, I was touching it, big letters, vagina. Evil fucking. And I said to David Callan and Peter, I went, that statement's changed. And they said nothing. They were so happy when I admitted to them charges. They were so happy. They were like kids, you know, when you're supposed to be at the table and behave, but your brother gives you a little dig in you, and before you know it, they were dying to laugh their heads off. They'd done their job. They had done what the police had paid them to do, is to get me to be a sex offender, which is what the fucking the policeman, which he called Sanderson, that evil fuck, I can't even remember his proper name, man. He said to me, he said, you fucking deserve to be on the sex offenders list of vendetta. He waited for his opportunity. If they had any doubts, that Dubai bullshit in the paper was all they needed. And every one of the people in this court case, this ABH against us, this touching a knee, up towards a vagina, kicking a woman in a vagina, trying to kill a baby. I was trying to touch it first, and then what a fucking absolute pile of shite. The shite that comes out of these people's mouths is unfuck. I honestly used to believe that people didn't lie and wouldn't lie, and fuck me, man. When I read that Shirley Prince's rape fucking allegation, I was in the room with her for 2 minutes, and this statement, this book I read of what had happened, honestly, you would not believe what some people are capable of lying and saying. Absolute garbage. And even though she admitted the charges, they still believe that I'd done something fucking wrong. You know what I mean? They still believe that I was in the wrong. She left her boyfriend to come to my fucking house and be in my bedroom. fucking 7 years. I was 30 odd, she was 40 something. You know what I mean? It wasn't our first rodeo. We knew what we were here for, but she wanted me to tell her that I loved her before we had sex, and I wasn't prepared to do that. I left the room. The rest is fucking history. Horrible history. Yeah. So I spent 3 months in jail. Then getting called nonce, rape, all that shit. I should have got at least 30 grand compensation, but my barrister and the police wrote something in that statement in there that made sure that I did not get any compensation whatsoever. Nothing. Not a fucking thing for my life getting turned over. This last fucking life. She got sent down. She got 3 shitty months in jail. She served 6 weeks. I think that's fair. I was bad out of my hometown for 13 months. I was in a hostel for 3 months. I was in fucking prison for 3 months. Then they let us out because the DNA came back. Oh, there was no DNA evidence. Wow, isn't that fucking weird? 4 months it took. I was in a hostel. I was in a hostel for 1 month. And I think when you're in a hostel full of ladies and you're accused of rape, it's definitely not innocent until proven guilty. It is fucking guilty, and they tried fucking every. I've written a book. It's all detailed in my book. The X Factor curse and the consequence of telling the truth. I've actually got a rap tune as well, but I'm going on a bit. I don't know how long I'm going to keep you on here, and you might just tell us to fuck off or whatever, but I need to expose this. It needs to be out there. I am not a sex offender, but I am labelled one. I have to fucking, every 3 months, I've got to have cops come around my house and see us. I've got to tell them everywhere that I go. Blah, blah. You wouldn't believe the fucking things I've got to do, right? And proper pedos, like Silky, who deserve it, are walking around and not having to do all these things. This guy, I'm accused of touching a knee, yet this guy is fucking walking the streets who bumfucked my 2 brothers when he was babysitting for us. Tied them to the bed. Can you imagine that? Right. So, where was I? Peter Hamill, David CALLAN, Andrew Clinton, Scott Smith, MIEKLES solicitors. They single-handedly got me sent down and got me put on the sex offenders list. Peter Hamill he put me on tag. He stopped me from working. I was a fucking mess. After he stopped me from working, right? He stopped me from working, so that has ruined my job for that site. You know what I mean? And they don't care. They don't care. It was 22 quid an hour I was going to be getting for fucking so, and that would have gone to court all that time. I went to court 9 times in Durham, and I had no money. Yeah, and the money dwindled. My car ran out. My car broke down because of it. Everything. Yeah. When I was 13 months exile, when I was living in Eldon Lane and shitholes like that, I was fucking fucked. I got burgled. The coppers took me to jail for fucking this witness intimidation of a crime that didn't happen. And I got one of them video calls. He let us out straight away because it was just the police. I'm on the way to the police station. The police went. It was just before Christmas, and they were like, "Here." One copper said to the other, "I'm at the back, so I can hear." Obviously, said, "So what you doing for the Christmas do then, John?" I said, "His name's John." Oh, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? They were fucking working me up. You know what I mean? Because they were thinking I was going to spend time in jail over Christmas, and so did I. You know what I mean? And when I got let out after a couple of days, because the whole fucking thing was a complete and utter sham. When I got home, everything I ever had that I'd kept all my life was stolen. Even my fucking boiler was gone. They knew that I was sent down. They knew there was no one in the house, and they fucking smashed my windows. I got fucking chased by guys, lynch mobbed. Fucking hell, you wouldn't believe. I was running from fucking mobs and everything, man, to the point where my mum, I wasn't allowed in my hometown. My mum fucking took us back into my own house, back to mum's house, because she was scared for my fucking life. I was getting my windows put out and everything. You know what I mean? For a false allegation, innocent until proven guilty, guilty until proven otherwise, and guilty anyway. You know what I mean? And that rape thing's never left me. And even though she got sent down, there's no smoke without fire. All this shit that we're told, which is really, if you think about it, it just told us. So basically, you can't win. You know what I mean? There's no smoke without fire. There's a lot of smoke without fucking fire. Every fucking where. It's bullshit. You know what I mean? There's so much bullshit in this world. It's unfucking believable. I hate liars. Fucking hate them. Yet you're best off lying in this world because most people are liars, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Right, back to the point. This Caroline Flax killed herself because these false allegations, and I understand it's fucking really tough. It is really tough. And I've considered taking my life quite a few times. When I was first started at NDT, the year just after I'd been falsely accused, I see myself jumping off the fucking. I was on these towers all over the place, massive towers, fucking hundreds of feet up. And you know when you're gonna do something, and you see yourself doing the action, like punching somebody, you see yourself doing it before you do it. Well, I just kept seeing myself jumping over these railings and killing myself over and over. I contemplated it so many times. I tried to do it when they stopped me from working with alcohol. I drank a full litre of fucking Jägermeister, full litre myself. Oh, I had to phone. I was crying out for help. No one helped us. Crying out. Fucking dying for trying to be stoic, and this is harrowing times I've had to endure. So once Peter Hamill and David CALLAN had got me to admit these charges in court, next day I spoke to my mate Steve. Steve was like, "Tez, what are you doing admitting to charges that you didn't do?" And I'm like, "Look, Steve, I know I couldn't explain myself." He was shocked at us, you know what I mean? And I phoned up Peter Hamill. I says, "Look, Peter, I want to change my pleas back to not guilty." Peter Hamill decided the best way around that, by me not being able to change my pleas back, was for him. He'd done what he needed to do. He got me to admit the charges. Now I can find somebody else to fight my corner. Fight my corner. What? Get me to admit to the charges. It's unbelievable. These people are supposed to be looking after you, and they don't give a fucking flying fuck. So anyway, I got Hewitt's solicitors. Totally forgetting. It wasn't until I was in jail 3 months later that I realised that Hewitt's solicitors were the prosecution in the false rape case. They should never ever have taken my case. Should never have taken it, but they did. They did, and they got all the backstory from Miekles, and they treat me just as badly, if not worse, than Miekles did. Women as well. I wrote a letter. You cannot believe how fucked up I was. Everything was just. I wrote this letter, and I took it down to Hewitt's, trying to explain, you know what I mean, my side of the story. Biased because I'd been accused of rape, so it was what women are possibly capable of, and you know, women are capable of some very, very atrocious things, and falsely accusing somebody of rape is fucking the lowest of the law. Yeah, they do it all the time, for money. And look, I ain't no misogynist. That's definitely not. My mother brought me up. I used to like Maggie Thatcher, for Christ's sake, you know what I mean? I love women, and I love people in general. I like helping. That's me. I'm a helper. I love helping people out. I do it all the fucking time. Yeah, I get shit on it, but I still help people out. It's a fault. I'm sorry, it is a fucking fault. So I get Hewitt solicitors, women, and Sophie Scott, the barrister, who said he couldn't look me in the eye, told me not to take the stand. In the we had all these hearings. I couldn't even speak. I told myself to write down what I needed to write down, but I was that depressed. I ignored my conscience, didn't write anything down, and just mumbled. My solicitor and barrister was supposed to. I'd told him everything that fucking Miekles hadn't done. Miekles hadn't defended me whatsoever. They'd work with the police to change statements and then claim that the statement hadn't been changed, even though the URN number on the top of it is completely different. Completely different number. When you get a case, your numbers are all the same. Right? No. This was a totally different number. I read it with my own eyes. Yet they don't believe you. When you're a criminal, they don't believe you. You're a criminal, so you're a liar. I mean, it's all statistics, and you know what I mean. Like, and what I have learned is that people who actually rapists go on to rape 4 or 5 times more, and like, so they think I'm a rapist, so they think I'm going to do it again, and that Dubai thing was all they needed to, you know what I mean, for them to rub a stamp. Well, even if the Dubai thing hadn't happened, they would have done this to me anyway, because that copper wanted me fucking done. He was a piece of shit. They made sure that even though, you know what I mean, she admitted that I didn't rape her, they didn't give me any compensation because they thought that I did something in between, which I fucking didn't. It was 2 fucking grown adults in a bedroom. Let's get it on. And no, sorry, no, it wasn't. No, it was What? And I was like, oh, God, I can't be arsed with this. We had a little bit of snog on, and she looked me in the eye and went, no, you can't shag me because you don't love me. And she fucking meant it. And I looked at her like I was freaked out. I'd seen her once in my life before, and she wanted me to tell her I love her before we had sex. That's not happened to me. I'm sorry, I'm not a liar. I can't tell you I love you. I'm not that bothered about it. I'd rather have a fucking wank than fucking have a sex with somebody who I didn't really want to have sex with because she'd been so on my case. I was like, I'm doing this for her. It might sound narcissistic and all that, but I'm telling you, I did it. I wanted to do it to make her happy. But, you know what I mean? That was too much. I'd have sex with her, make her fucking come and all that, but I would not fucking tell her I loved her because that's wrong. You know what I mean? Love is a massive, massive thing. You know what I mean? It hurts people. People kill themselves over fucking breaking up. It's mental. Anyway, cut a long story short. This isn't a short. It can't be a long short story. There's so much going on. I need some help of somebody who has got some nous, and basically to get these coppers and these barristers and solicitors fucking done for what they've done. They've committed perjury. All the things you're not supposed to do, they have done. Lied to the judge's face. Lied to his face. Lied to his face, man. You know what I mean? This is these fucking people. Once you do it once, yeah, they do it again and do it again. Anyway, back to reality here. 7 months ago, I actually got the money. I got enough money to pay and get legal pay for my solicitor and I get a barrister to actually fight the case. It took 2 years after I got out from find somebody. I had to get somebody out of the northeast because no one would take my case, even with cash, because they're all working together and they all believe I deserve this. Yeah. So I get this. I get a barrister, and just as this is happening, my solicitor decides that he's going to tell Sophie Scott, the barrister who committed perjury, who lied to the judge's face and told the judge that I didn't want to take the stand. When I told her that I wanted to take the stand, I said, look, I want to take the stand. And she said, Terry, we've spoken about this. You know what I mean? She made me not take the stand, so I didn't get the year off, the third off you're supposed to get. This is how bad they did it. You know what I mean? I was told to admit to the charges early, so I got, you know what I mean, a third off, which they made sure that I didn't get that third off. They tortured me. They fucking absolutely destroyed me. And it took me 3 months after being sent down until I realised the Hewitts were the fucking prosecution. They should never have taken my case, but they did, and they fucking absolutely destroyed me. All of them. And you know what, Sophie Scott, the letter that I wrote, right? I was that fucked up. I wrote this letter about 4 pages, A4. I'd missed the first page of all the accusations of rape and all that, and what I did was, and I give them the second, third, and fourth, which sounds quite misogynistic if you hadn't read the first page. You know what I mean? The excuse of why, and I'm not. I am not misogynistic. I'm not at all. You know what I mean? I want everybody. You know what I mean? I understand what women have been through, the fucking persecution they've been through. It's disgusting. But I know what it's like because I've had it all my life. I'm only 46. Fucking hell, man. They've ruined my fucking life. But I'm still here. I'm still here. And this is why I'm doing this. Because my book is another last, Lou, thank you, Lou, for doing this. Because writing it was one thing. It was a release. Reading it again and going through it again, it's too hard. I know I've got to eventually, but I don't want to. I don't even want to write the second part yet because it's too fucking hard, and I'm so fucking alone. Like, you know, my mum just died. Me fucking last Christmas, just before Christmas. My fucking dad died the year before. I didn't give a fuck about my dad, but you know, it's nice having you know that they're there, but they're not there anymore. So I'm completely on my own now. My stepfather got me sent down, so he's been completely fucked off. The jealousy, my own stepdad got me sent down. Told my fucking, lied to my fucking barrister that he didn't know where I was, didn't have my phone number, that I didn't live there, and this is the third time he'd done it. My own fucking, not flesh and blood, but 30 years with me stepdad. Everybody believed Dave. Dave's a compulsive liar. My own daughter, Alicia, said, Dad, she, I didn't even, like, thinking her to say anything. I just explained it. She went, Daddy, he done it on purpose because he fucking hates you. This is a guy. Oh my God. Anyway, where was I? I've lost court case, mate. Yeah, I realised that Hewitt's shouldn't have been mine, and Hewitt's solicitors, right? They didn't even. They're supposed to care. They're supposed to give you care, right? I live 5 minutes away from Hewitt's in Darlington. I live 5 minutes away, and the courthouse about 6, 7 minutes away. I missed the court date because Med was battered. Yeah, I didn't know which day it was. I turned up the day after, and when I turned up, it'd already been dealt with. And my own solicitors, knowing that I'd whatever it was, right? They said they went not guilty for me. It was like me saying that I didn't breathe air. That's how fucking obvious it was that I had this fucking thing. Yeah, it was, and so instead of getting a little fine, I had to pay the court costs, £1,500, and my own solicitors didn't even phone me. And what was the excuse the bitch used? It's not our job or something. It's not our job. All they had to do was tell us, and I took 5 minutes to walk. Didn't anyway. They got me sent down for 3 whole years and put on the sex offenders list, along with MIEKLES and Hewitt. There's the police officers. That's where I was. I got a solicitor, I got a barrister 2 years later, after getting out of jail. And he told Sophie Scott, I think this is Sophie. I'm gonna have to get her name. Sophie, the woman who got me sent down, who couldn't look me in the eye. Yeah, he told her, who told everybody else, because they all worked together. And about 3 weeks after that, I was in a pub and I was messing about with this lass, bopping on the arm. She wasn't happy, whatever. So anyway, I asked to get left the pub, yeah. And I went straight home because it was one of the nights. I was like, fuck this, you know what I mean? Anyway, the police managed to get hold of this, me being asked to leave a pub, yeah, and they put a picture of me, a disgustingly weird looking. I've got it all, like. It looked like I was outside. It looks like it was off my head. It looked like I was fucking, you know what I mean? It was like, eh. And I wakes up on a Monday, and my mate Cassie goes to us, Tez, man, Tez, check this out. And I'm like, I looked at it, I thought, fuck off, this is a joke. This is, you know what I mean? On flipping Facebook, on the Durham police Facebook online, there's a picture of me wanting connection with sexual assault, which could mean fucking anything. On fucking Facebook and in the Northern Echo, which I didn't know about, and the Southern Echo newspapers online. Yeah, by the time I looked at it, when I realised what the fuck was going on, I was like, what the fuck is this now? You know what I mean? What the fuck? Well, what it was a complete lie. Because I'd let them know, my solicitor would let them know that I was fucking gonna fight this case, and me winning this case will expose everything that's gone on with all these people. It's gonna open up this huge fucking absolute pile of shite that these solicitors and barristers are doing. You know what I mean? They need to lose their jobs because this is not the way you're supposed to do legal shit. When you're supposed to look after somebody, you're supposed to look after them. You're not supposed to stab them in the back and get them sent down and lie to them and tell them, coerce them into flipping saying shit and admitting shit you know hasn't happened because all the statements are fucking different. You evil, evil fuckers. Deal with the people who really need it, like fucking Silky, who should be in fucking jail for the rest of his life. Imagine what he's done 30 years on, this sick fuck. Right. So, I get this fucking text. I'm wanting a connection for sexual assault. So I phone up, say what's going on. I said, sexual assault, that could mean anything. There's 200 bloggers on there saying the lynch was coming around, I should get this and blah, blah, blah. You can imagine sexual assault. And yes, I would probably be the same if I thought somebody, but I know better now. I know that women can lie big time. And not only women, men. Absolutely fucking unbelievable. People in general, right? People in general are just fucking unbelievable. So I get this. I phoned up. I managed to get it off online. 5 hours later, everyone's already got this. This is already. I mean, you know how quickly things travel. I get a dickhead fucking piece of shit guy called flipping. What's he called? Bob flipping Lyle. Yeah. Gets this and he's like, there you go. And he lets everybody in NDT business see this. Yeah. So not only have the Durham police force made me a sex offender, they have ousted me to the whole entire fucking world. I know people from Australia, I know people from Germany, Holland, all over, you know what I mean? And they all know. You know what I mean? This is worldwide shit. And I'm not saying, yeah, it might be, but no, honestly, NDT goes all over the world. And another crushing blow for me. I haven't worked since then. Yeah. And my likelihood of when I do get a job, people find out. They always fucking find out. You know what I mean? I was on X Factor. I can't even mention X Factor because if I mention X Factor, the year after I was falsely accused, and it all just goes to shit. So I can't even, something that a lot of people are proud of me for doing and think I'm got, and you know, I can't even boast that. I can't even, it's something, you know what I mean? The coppers of like, this piece of shit, you know what I mean? A lot of police I've spoken with, they said, you know what I mean? They were like, go on, Terry, blah, blah, blah. I don't know whether they believe them. Some of them, some coppers are decent people. And I'm saying that, and I mean that. If you're decent to them, some of them are decent to you. You know what I mean? And I learned that way too late. I used to believe that people, they weren't people police, they were just pieces of shit. You know what I mean? Coming around to bust you. Which is why I always used to get busted when I was with the weed. You know what I mean? Always. Yeah, I know people who never get busted. Well, if they're white. Anyway, I want. This is the first time I've done this, but it needs to be done again. So now I'm a sex offender and everyone knows it. So you can imagine the paranoia of me actually having to go out. It took me ages to go out. I was terrified of people finding out, thinking everyone knew, even though they don't. The people who want to know. And like I had my LinkedIn account had 84 views that week. I didn't even check after that. 84 people looked at my flipping. 84 single people looked at my flipping just to know that this guy, this sex offender. So the coppers have done that to me. That is completely. I still haven't been arrested. I went there myself. They told me this story. They said in the statement on the article it says that it happened in the pub. When I got there, because it didn't happen in the pub, nothing happened in the pub, just people being people. It happened outside now. So it says on the thingy that I did the sexual assault in this Mills pub in Durham. Yet when I got there, they said this is outside the pub. Once I got asked to leave, I went straight home. Yeah, straight home. Yeah, I'm supposed to have waited outside for this lass to come outside. She's all by herself, even though she was with her mates. There's no camera evidence. There's nothing, right? They told me they were getting the cameras and they were going to do me. And two of them going, Tez, are you with this? When you go out, asking me sick, disgusting, depraved questions. And I just said, no comment. Cause it was like, what the fuck's going on? When you know what they're capable of, it fucks you up. I was drinking again heavily. But then I had a couple of days off the beer and I remembered clearly that I just went straight home. I didn't hang around. What's the point in hanging around? You've been kicked out of a fucking pub. You're not going to get in any other pubs. So you go home. Yeah. No. I hung around and I picked this lass up in the square where all the cameras are, supposedly. Picked her up and put my hands in her pants, supposedly, yeah. Which suggests she had a dress on. When I went the second time, when there was actually a statement, because the first time there wasn't even a fucking statement. Yet they found it okay to put my face on Facebook wanting in connection with a sexual assault without even a statement. Then they got the statement and the story of me picking her up, which is very, very specific, very specific. I didn't do that then all of a sudden. That didn't happen. Supposedly I touched her arm and touched the thigh. She's trying to get away or something. I'm trying to tell her to stay. This is supposed to happen. And then I tried to put my hands in her pants, but she had jeans on. From me picking her up and somehow contortingly putting my hands in her pants, skirt, to having jeans on, and I tried to do that. And then she tried to commit suicide on the Monday, supposedly. And if I know it's bullshit, but when people put that on you, you know what I mean? I'm not callous enough to actually sit. Look, you know what I mean? And the next day, so this thing that was put on Facebook, which said that I was in the Mills pub, this sexual assault happened, on the Friday, and the complaint was made on the Monday. This is all on. It's there. You can see everyone who wants to see it. And then when I go back the second time, on the Monday she tried to commit suicide, and she didn't make a complaint until the 17th. It was the 16th on the Monday and the 17th. This is police force telling me that I'd done this thing, picked this lass up specifically, and then I didn't do that, and I tried to do something. And there's no cameras, because there's cameras everywhere down that area. You know what I mean? If the cameras had me in a position where I was doing what they said I was doing, then there would have been evidence. But there wasn't. They even stopped. They even showed me getting asked to leave the pub. Yeah, and I put my fucking coat on and I left. And if you just kept the camera on, you would have seen me just toodle off out of the area. You know what I mean? But they stopped the camera before I even walked up the stairs. It's a complete and utter fucking lie. And I tried what I did before, going drinking and all that. And when you've been through something so fucking harrowing over and over and then over, and you don't manage to top yourself, then you're making some progress. And as weird as it sounds, just because like I'd been there before, it was easier this time. And I haven't drunk for like, when was the last time I had a drink? Which was what I used to do. I used to go back to a drink, and I haven't had a drink now for what? It's 5 months, solid 5 months. I mean, even with this shit. But then I've got everyone who finds out about this bullshit, the Dubai, and then they find out that I am actually a sex offender, and I've been accused of it again, which makes me, obviously I'm a serial sex offender. Do you think I'd be doing this and written a book if I'd have done this? I don't fucking think so. I've written a book to prove, to get these people, fucking pieces of shit, man, who have your lives in your hands. You know what I mean? When you go to court, it's not a very nice thing, and you know they basically try to kill me. You know what I mean? They know that I was severely depressed. They tried to commit manslaughter by doing this again to me. Something to be serious enough to be put online in a newspaper, it wants to be a death or someone get stabbed or someone like that. Not, what was it? Not someone picking someone up, trying to put their hands in the pants. Oh, sorry, no, we're there. Trying to put their hands in somebody's jeans. Who the fuck does that? Who the fuck tries to put... Excuse me, I'm trying to really stay calm. Yeah. That should not be fucking newsworthy to be put. And when they took it off, when they took it off on Facebook, I looked, and in its place was a death. Somebody had had a car accident and died. So the seriousness of that car accident, and they're both in the same category. Somebody going like that, or somebody fucking dying, killing themselves in a fucking car accident, they're in the same fucking category? I don't think so. I do not think so. This was done on purpose to bury me, to stop me from working, so I can't afford, because I haven't worked since that bullshit, well, just before that. And who wants to take on a sex offender? I'm supposed to tell people that I'm a sex offender. Yeah. What's your qualifications? Sexual assault. That's going to go down very well, isn't it? Well, look, dudes, I want to send this. I want this, and I will gladly be interviewed. I want exposure. I need exposure. I need this to be sorted. I need my life back. I'm so sick of being paranoid, and you know what I mean, thinking, oh my God, you know what I mean, who knows who's going to find out? And when they find out, if you read what's in the newspaper about me, if you didn't know me and you read that, you're going to think, what a piece of shit. It is absolutely horrific what they have put. The people who don't know me, and people believe what's in the newspapers. A lot of people are just sheep. They can't think for themselves. They think they can, but they can't. They just, meh. Yeah, I've been one of them, and I fucking, people don't like free thinkers, and I am a fucking free thinker sometimes when I've got to give myself one opportunity. I need help. I need somebody. I'll gladly. I've got a rap tune, and I think this is a bit long for me, but I've done it before. I got 6,500 hits when I was on Facebook, just by people. I try to make another one. I need to do it properly, but my head's been so up my ass. I can't do things for myself. I can help other people easy. I love it. I'm there. But when it comes to helping myself, it's fucking hard, and I need some help. I need exposure, and everybody who has been in the same situation as me. Yeah, all of us poor fuckers need to get together. We need to get a group together. I'm not a nonce, something like that. I mean, I met people in there who fucking the stories is unfucking believable. What people, the lies and the deception that people can do just for money or just because just for vendettas. You know what I mean? A woman scorned. Oh, I know that very well. So this is I have to fucking watch it back, I suppose, see how plausible it is, but I need help, dudes. I need this exposing, and everybody in the same situation. Proper paedophiles, proper fucking sex offenders deserve everything they get. I am told, like one of the guys who doesn't like us has said, I hope you get what you deserve. What's that? So for the last 13 years, my life has been fucking marred by this absolute tarnish, and it got worse and worse and worse. To the, you know what I mean? The coppers have done exactly, they've got me exactly where they want me, from fucking standing out in the crowd by doing the X Factor, getting on and doing well. They have brought me down so low on purpose. Persecution. This is Terry Harrison. If you need to contact us, my number is 07365 525 921. Contact me and help, please. I am not a fucking sex offender. I am not a pervert. I would never do these fucking things yet. We're being coerced and absolutely brainwashed into doing these things, and I can't take no more. I can't take no fucking more. And they don't want to know. They don't want to help me. They don't want to admit that they're fucking people they're working with are racist, bigot fuckers, and a lot of them are. The Northeast is fucking rife with racism, absolutely rife with it. Yet no one's racist, and some people actually believe there's no racism. Well, I'm sorry, there is always going to be racism. When I heard that black guy calling an African guy from Dubai, calling an African guy a nigger, and meant it with fucking malice, when he was just as black, big nosed, darker than me, that's when I realised there was no hope. There's never going to be no hope. Racism is always going to be there. And it's always going to be there with these police unless things get sorted out. I mean, you can't do this to people. You're doing it, and they're continuously doing it. You know what I mean? They're continuously ruining my life. They do not want me to expose what they have done, but here it is, and I need this out there. I want these people, all of them, to be flipping held accountable for what they have done to me and other people, and what they are constantly doing, and what they're doing to the police, to the system. The system is fucked. Backhanders rule. Unbelievable. This is Terry Harrison. Peace and love, dudes. This is all sincere. I'm not high, I'm not pissed, because I know people will just use that excuse. Well, this needs to be said, and it's said here. Peace and love. Thank you.